Arman Tsarukyan had words for Paddy Pimblett today ahead of UFC 324. He posted this photo on Instagram. In the caption, he wrote, "It's chubby Paddy fight week, but I'm doing the press run. Wake up, fat ass, and get to work. It's not a good look for the UFC." Paddy Pimblett spoke on Michael Chandler this week and how he's known to be a dirty fighter. The two fought in April, and Paddy won via TKO in the 3rd round. Paddy said, "I like Chandler. Chandler's a proper nice fella, but in the cage, he's a dirty bastard. Have you seen the amount of punches in the back of the head that Chandler does? You know what I mean? Back of the head punches, fingers in people's mouths. He tried to do that to Dustin Poirier and he bit him because he tried to do that. Eye pokes. He volleyed me in the balls, right up the middle. It was the most blatant one ever. I went to kick him and he just went up the middle. Off. Like he said he tried to teat me. I was like, come on, lad." Merab Dvalishvili acts like he's wrapping rocks around his knuckles before sparring Ilia Topuria.
Eso es que es funny. I'm going to spar Ilia Topuria like
Dustin Poirier reveals who he's betting on in the main event of UFC 324. Dustin thinks Justin Gaethje will finish Paddy Pimblett.
But it's a fun fight. You know, I'm leaning towards Justin, but we'll see.
Wow, okay. You're one of the few that I've heard say that. Can you tell us why?
I just think he's been in those 25-minute fights. He's been in dog fights before. I think Paddy's going to have a tough time stopping him on the feet, and I don't think Paddy's going to be able to get him down, so he's going to have to fight with him. Unless Paddy can stay super disciplined for 25 minutes, stay at distance, pick his shots. Justin's just a bigger puncher, and he'll put himself in harm's way to land one of those shots, and it's tough to stay away from it for 25 minutes.
And so how do you see it playing out? Do you think that Gaethje can knock him out?
Yeah, I think Justin stops him.
Wow, okay. I believe he's the dog going into the fight.
He is. I saw that, yeah.
Wow. And now you could do whatever you want as far as the betting is concerned, right?
Dude, of course.
You partake?
Every now and then. I'm definitely going to partake in that one.
Wow. You're going to go Justin via stoppage?
Yeah.
Dan Hooker has no regrets about his recent back and forth with Paddy Pimblett. If you missed it, last week Paddy told the MMA guru that Dan couldn't grapple a rapist off his mom. Dan fired back by bringing up Paddy's friend Ricky, who died by suicide in 2022. In an interview with Combat TV, Dan said, "F around and find out, brother. That's all I have to say about that. F around and find out. You want to take it there, there's shit you don't talk about. He tried to get a reaction, and he f***ing got one. You go low, I go lower. You want to say some horrible shit like that, then I'm going to think of the most horrible shit I possibly can. He genuinely pissed me off. He genuinely got under my skin. He got a reaction. He wanted to piss me off, and I wanted to say something so the feeling is mutual. I've got no intention of making it up. There's no coming back from that." Dana White gave a $1,000 tip to a valet last night.
Yeah, that'd be great. Lined up here.
Jorge Masvidal made an appearance on the Ariel Helwani show and discussed whether or not he's fighting Conor McGregor on the White House card.
Jorge,
the White House card is for me everything, you know. It's like I want to be in this card very bad, and there's more speculation going. We're talking to UFC, Ali's talking to Dana, Ali's talking to Hunter. I don't know what's gonna happen, brother. Whether it's, you know, the Leprechaun or King Kong, it don't matter who I fight in the White House. I just want to fight in the White House.
Are you in talks to fight Conor McGregor on the White House card?
Let me ask you that. bluntly.
Is this true? Because look, Jorge, I just played the clip. Dana.
I know I see the clip, brother. I tell you this much. My boy Ali is putting in the FaceTime, and I don't mean on the Apple to Apple. I mean he's putting in the FaceTime. You know, he's relatively neighbors with Hunter and Dana, so he's down there on the FaceTime. He's getting in their face, you know, and it's not looking bad right now.
Wow.
I'm not. I can't say too much more, but it's not looking bad right now. They're talking. Dialogue has been open. There's communication there. And we'll keep that communication going. And then that was before Ariel Helwani. What's gonna happen now, cuz? Right in the middle. It's not negative.
Okay.
It's right there. It's like right in the middle. The game's, you know, it's starting with momentum.
Okay.
I said that much.
Okay. Recently? Did it pick up recently?
Yeah, very recent.
Wow. This is something.
And then everybody else picked up on it very recent.
Yeah.
You know?
170?
Just low-hanging fruit. Some of the two biggest pay-per-view draws not throwing down. What the going on?
170?
170, 205. I don't give
What about 155?
probably not. But if I had to, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, which would probably be something Conor's weird probably come up with. Probably not. You know, I'm older now. I don't want to have to get down to that weight. I don't even think I can do it. Realistically, 170 is the lowest I can do. You know?
Okay.
Justin Gaethje admitted that he approached his fight with Max Holloway as more of a fun matchup, without fully recognizing the danger involved. Gaethje lost the fight by knockout in the last 10 seconds of the fight and says he had the wrong mindset going in. He says he wants to eventually rematch Max.
The biggest mistake for me was, you know, looking at it as a spectacle fight or a fight that was for fun, and not understanding or recognizing the danger that I was in. So I didn't get to go to my primal competitive nature, and that was that was a scary night. You know, when you go to a primal place, you're not there. You're not retaining information. I remember his face. I've never seen an opponent's face, and so it was a big mistake for me to, and it happens in the preparation. You know, there was a lot of mistakes made in my mind, and I had the wrong mindset going into that fight, and it was a huge mistake. And that's why I want to fight him again.
Dricus du Plessis recently reflected on losing the middleweight title to Khamzat Chimaev. He says he's addressed his mistakes and expects to deliver a better performance next time around.
Like I said on the night, big ups to him. He came out there and he did what he needed to do. Not the kind of fight that I would have wanted with all the hype. You know, it wasn't a very fun fight to watch for anyone. I got bored in the fight and I was in there, to be honest. But I mean, he did what he had to do to win that belt. I mean, if that's the way that you are gonna go, well, good for you. I mean, it's different strokes. I mean,
he negated everything you could possibly.
Yeah, 100%. He made sure he stayed out of danger, and he fought that fight, and he almost neutralized me and making it a fight. Because if we made it a fight, it would have been a different story. But he knew that, so he was smart in that. So I mean, frustrating, absolutely, but. Like I said, the speed bumps, that's what makes me better. Now I know the little piece of this puzzle where I need to work on, and believe me, in my next performance, you will see me do that, exactly just that, be a master at that.
Demetrious Johnson predicts Umar Nurmagomedov will defeat Deiveson Figueiredo this weekend at UFC 324.
So the fight between Umar and Figgy, it's going to come down to the grappling, right?
Yeah.
Umar's going to take him down. It's going to be a grappling exchange. Figgy's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. His last fight, he got beat by Corey Sandhagen. He blew his knee out from that 50-50 position.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick one, I'm going Umar Nurmagomedov. Like, those guys train so hard. The only reason why I feel like those guys do lose is obviously if somebody's better than them, but if they gas out because they're overtrained. They train all the time.
Yeah.
Last week, news broke that Kayla Harrison required neck surgery and was forced out of her fight with Amanda Nunes. Kayla's manager, Ali Abdelaziz, says that if the injury had gone untreated, it could have left Kayla paralyzed. Speaking to Submission Radio, Ali said this has been going on for a long time. Kayla has not been 100% for the last 3 years, ever since the PFL days. She couldn't lift her arm, and she literally went and got an injection, medicine, anti-inflammatory. Nothing worked. The UFC flew her to New York, and the doctor said she immediately needs surgery because if she doesn't get surgery, this can paralyze her. But immediately after the surgery, all the pain is gone. Arman Tsarukyan appeared on the One Night with Steiny podcast yesterday. and discussed pulling out of his title fight against Islam Makhachev last year. Steiny told Arman he thinks he was afraid of Islam.
They think it was a fake injury. It was like a fake injury. I couldn't make weight, and yeah.
Because I'm not going to be the one to say that, but
it looked like that, right?
I think you were afraid of Islam.
But how I afraid Islam if I fought for the short notice 22 years old kid versus Islam who had the experience 6-7 fights in UFC, and Khabib's teammate there, and like show up before 2 weeks. They called me before 2 or 3 weeks, and I show up, made my weight, and fought with him. Like was a pretty close fight.
Yeah.
How I can afraid if I was preparing like 6 years for that fight or 7 years for that fight, did like 11 or 10 fights in UFC.
Yeah.
And how I can afraid for that? I even like for my even if I lose, but for sure I would show like a good fight, you know, and make money, and I could like make my name bigger.
Jon Jones shared footage of himself coaching Gable Steveson. Gable is preparing to face Hugo Lazama at MFL 3 next month. Ilia Topuria recently said that he would return to the UFC in April or June. However, Paddy Pimblett says if he beats Justin Gaethje this weekend, he will not be fighting Ilia in April. Speaking to TMZ Sports, Paddy said he's not getting me back in April. He's gonna have to wait. He made me wait. He can wait a few months because April is not happening. I'm not fighting in April. He can eat I'll fight in like July, June or July. Max Holloway is not happy with Ariel Helwani. Jorge Masvidal appeared on Ariel's show yesterday, and Ariel brought up Max's recent comments regarding the BMF title. Here's the clip Ariel was referencing.
The BMF belt to me personally represents just a bad mother sucker, you know, blessed man forever. You know, only very few get to fight for this belt. You know, the belt was a laughing stock, I feel like, before, and then all of a sudden I got it. Everybody wants to fight for it now. So it's hilarious. It's fun to me.
Jorge responded to that clip and says he was somewhat offended by it. Jorge said he eventually wants to fight Max himself.
I love Max as a fighter. If that's his opinion, that's his opinion. You know, I think he's one of the best fighters to do it. He's a dog when he goes in there. But whether it had been me or Nate fighting Max, it wasn't gonna be like his best night either, I think, you know. So I don't think how in laughing stock in one way, because the skill level is obviously there, you know. I mean, I would love to fight Max just on a stylistic matchup. I think he's a great stand-up fighter. I just think I'm better. So I don't know what he means by laughing stock, but you know.
You take offense to that?
Yeah, I guess, because I competed for it first, but at the same time, I don't take offense to it. He's held both belts, so he could say that because he had one belt and he's like, oh, I don't need that other belt, you know. Whatever.
Yeah.
But now he fought for the belt and loves the belt, and that's the one that he be parading the most around town. So it's funny.
Now, Max saw that interview and believes Ariel Helwani was trying to instigate drama between him and Jorge. On X, Max responded saying, I meant people was saying it was a laughing stock, and one of them people was you, Ariel Helwani. Stop trying to start You're 43 years old, dude. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Adam Slosser. It's in reference to Jon Anik saying he thinks there should be less fights on UFC cards. It says Jon Anik doesn't want to work 8 hours every other Saturday. Boo-hoo, that's normal. The second one's from James. It's in reference to the Nick Diaz training footage. It says it's nice to see Nick back in the gym. And the final one's in reference to Conor McGregor on a Roblox stream, discussing his ongoing negotiations with the UFC. It's from Adam Slosser. It says, Conor up on Roblox was not on my bingo card. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.